what, couldn't get the camera out to show you the waves, but there's a bit of swell bouncing out here. We've got about another 34 kilometres to head out into this swell, and that's where the action hopefully is going to be. So we'll see how we go. Nice and steady, and fingers crossed there's a few fish at the end of the trail. So we're probably about 30 k's off the coast at the moment. We just slowed down a bit here. Gee, I tell you what, it's a little bit joggly, but one thing I have done, because we're going fairly slow at around, say, 3,800 revs, so we're still doing around probably about 20 knots or so, which is really a fair speed in these conditions. But we can also put out a lure in these conditions. So we're right on the edge of that shelf now. So my Garmin relief shading is showing that we're on that contour drop-off. But out the back there, I've got the Shimano Tiagra 80 wide. So I've put on a jet head or a lead head lure, so we can troll between 14 and 20 knots. So if we're dropping back, it's still going to hang in there. If you're going too fast, obviously it'll skirt out, but still attract the fish. So a couple of things, while we've still got another 10 k's to go, we're going to have that lure crossing that zone where there could be a few fish. So we've worked out the currents, we've worked out that pocket of water temperature change, and fingers crossed that's where we'll find the fish. So let's get underway. Sounds like the boys might be having a fish. Stopped off and had a bit of a fish around the area here. So we just slowed down a bit now. We've got that jet head lure out the back there, and of course I've got another surface lure on there as well, so fingers crossed something goes to those. But when you are moving around, you've got to think, what are these fish eating? What are they targeting? Something that's going to be scooching across the surface. The birds might be diving down as that bait fish is getting crunched. So generally you're going to be casting in that situation, like a nice big sit back, such as this Riptide from Nomad, really cool outfit. But I've got this attached to my Therese rod. It's a 70-pound stick. It's my popper rod, and I've got a 20,000 size Saragosa on that. So all I'm going to do here is I want that lure to scooch across the surface to look like that bait fish. So I'm just going to give that a big wicked cast out there. There it goes. And I'm going to lock it up, set the drag, and we're going to troll that sucker. So if there's something in the area that sees that little lure, or big lure in this case, just scooching around, boom, off it goes. And that's what I want. That's what I'm fingers crossed and toes crossed for. Now I don't have to cast, all I have to do is wind it in. Anyway, there's another lure in the water, another chance for a fish. So what you're looking at there is a really cool fish attracting rig. Scoots across the surface, got a surface lure attached behind it. Where is it gone? There it is. It looks like a ton of little squid all bouncing around the surface, and if they go in behind there, there's going to be a hook in there. And fingers crossed that's what the fish eat. That's attached to that. That's what I've been looking for, folks. Look at all these birds going absolutely nuts. There's a lot of them out there, and I tell you what, that is a sure sign that something might be up our alley very soon. Just sped up a bit to see if we can get some more fish on a higher speed. So we're going to try a couple of different lures here again. We just keep chopping and changing and what's going to hang in at this speed. So what we've got here to tell you about the day is we've got that southerly swell coming in. There's a little bit of a southwesterly wind. We've got a raging current heading to the south from the north, so it's really standing up, you know what I mean? We had birds around earlier, so I thought, well, let's try something else. Now, when you do look at, of course, a couple of different lures, this is your Helico Laser Pro, but it goes down to about 7 meters with that big curved bib on it. So that makes it really difficult to hold into this particular chop, you know what I mean? So what happens is it gets really bumpy and the thing will then pop out of the water and skirt, and then it'll get eventually tangled. So I've taken that guy off. Now these guys here, the Nomad Scads, these are amazing. I've caught a lot of fish on these things here, the Mad Scads. Again, that's more of a casting. I see the fish come to the surface. I might put that on, of course, as well. And we've also got these here with the chambers on it. These are a beautiful lure, big popper, nice cup face on it. And of course the water spurts out that. It just looks great, couple of single hooks on it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put on the old faithful. This is the Halco Laser Pro 3 meter. It is the 190 and it's hard to beat. I love that pilcher colour, it looks natural. I've got a fairly hefty snap swivel up top there, going to a 100-pound leader. That's going to be turfed out the back of that 80 wide. Is it heavy and overgun? Yeah, probably. But if I hook onto something that's as big as me, I might need that. The only thing that I'll be hoping for that holds out are the hooks. We'll see how we travel. We'll get it in the water. So I've got it in the water. You can see the line going out and down. It's right on the edge of the prop wash, but it's holding in at this speed, which tells me it's doing okay. So I'm going to put him out again now. Get rid of that. And just drop him right back a bit so you get a nice bit of length on it. Nothing too strong to those hooks, but enough so it sinks the hooks into the fish's head. There we go, look at that. Rod tip's working well. That to me says that lure is holding. This is it, everyone, I'll tell you what. So we just cruised around, we saw the birds. We did a Yui, we came over this area and it looked really promising, and it's going to be my best friend here. But I'll tell you.
What does it do?
There we go. So basically, we saw the birds, we had the lures out trolling as we've been going through this morning, but always have that stick bait right on hand, just in case, because you never know, right? We laid this thing out, Shane was driving, and as soon as it hit the water, it made a monster splash, and then bang, up it came. It doesn't feel like a big fish. You just don't know what it is until you get it up. But we are fishing right here, right now, in around about, oh goodness, probably 2,000 metres of water. He's not big, but that's okay.
Colour. Oh, it's a fin.
Look at that.
This side over here, mate.
Oh, right beside the boat. Unbelievable. Look at that.
This side over here, mate.
And I know the birds are still around here. Lose one, and there's more to come. Wow. I'm excited. Woo! Let's get the little guy out there. See where we go here, eh? Nothing yet. Really cool to see this glassy water. Oh. Looks like a fish kill's been here, you know what I mean? Like, it's all gone oily and all that sort of stuff there. Go out there, you do that. You got to keep doing is just cast, but when those birds move, go again. A couple of tips for you is don't go too far downwind from the birds, because they're going to be traveling normally upwind, and that's what they do. They'll be gone. So if you keep behind the school, you're not going to do any good, because the time you get your lure out, they're already gone again. So all they do is go around the school, get above them, and then they'll come to you and you'll drift onto them as well. Simple tip. And that's one that I'm about to do. The birds are past us.
lure. Yep.
So I've used that riptide, I dropped that fish. I'm going to go a bit smaller. I've had that lure right in the thick of the school. I thought they were okay. So I'm going to try here that flash boost. It's the Orca. This is a fantastic lure from Shimano, nice heavy gauge hooks. I'm running about 80 or 100 pound fluorocarbon lead. I'm just going to do a really simple knot. Come on in here and I'll show you how I do my knots. It's quite an easy knot actually. It's just a uni knot, single. And I'll just make the loop, twist through a few times, wet her up, drop it down, pull the tag, job done. Trim that up, keep the tag of course, and that's it. So nice little loop up the front there, and to me that, look at the flash boost and that with that metal on the sun shimmering away. And of course, you know, you can't go like, that's the riptide, big difference there in size. That one there might just produce a goods for us. Let's get back into the fishing, should be okay. So we decided to pull those surface lures in and go back to the jet hedge. And that noise you might be able to hear, the ratchets of those 80 wides going out. The fish are moving so fast we just really couldn't keep up with them. So at least with this we keep the lures in the water longer and give us a better chance of hooking onto those fish. So here we go. So the birds out here, they're motoring, they're going so fast. But what we're looking for is the birds are just flying along, having a peck here and there. Then when they do like a tornado thing, they go up in the sky and they come back and they dive and they settle on the water and peck all the remnants of the baitfish that's just been smashed by those tuna. That's what we want. We need to get in front of these guys. So there they are, they're popping up now. The thing is, the time I stop and get in on them, they're already done and they've gone. Hence the reason why we're towing those metal leads now. So fingers crossed those skirts get us a couple of fish. Look at the day, it's totally glassed off, still a bit of swell running. Not a bad day. Woo! Now that is called dumping the reel. I gotta take this off so you can hear me. Okay, so what's that in ratio of game fishing terms, I guess, is we have, what is that? 2-2-0. 2 strikes, 2 hookups, 0 fish to the boat. My God, that was decent too. Like that drag was solid and he was a good fish. Dumped this 80-pound line off the Tiagra 80 wide like it was nothing. Man, that was a big one. But, spewing. That's what fishing's about. You know, anyone can come out here and have a crack. So you got a bigger boat, but there's times where you're not gonna pull a trick. And that was my trick that just didn't get pulled, unfortunately. But, gee whiz, that was a solid fish. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Look at that, getting this line back in. Such a big reel. You're probably thinking, why so big? Well, look at that, eh? This is a traditional hex head. A buddy of mine, Glenn Pankhurst, used to make these things. Those hooks are sharp, but fell out of the fish's mouth. Oh well. Shit happens. One thing you're going to notice is, now we're trolling to keep up with the birds, is the distance your lure should be behind the boat. Now, traditionally if it's rough, I'd always keep them close, but today's pretty calm now, so I put them out a long way. Getting too close to the birds will sound the fish, meaning they'll go deep. So what I'm going to do is just basically keep those lures out much further and stay in front of the birds. So by the time, because they're moving so fast, I'll pass them. By the time they come in the back of my wash, my lures are 100 meters out, they'll smash it because we're too far away from them to even worry about noise of the boat, and they'll come through. So that'll be the way to catch these fish, I believe. So we'll see how we go, but we're getting into the thick of it now. and any minute, you can feel it, you can smell it. They've been chewing on the bait fish. There's little oil patches across the surface. To me, someone's just rung the dinner bell.
They're on.
Whew. Oh man. Let's see how we go here, eh? I tell you what. I tell you what. When you're fishing with bent butts, you've got to remember to have a drop lanyard or a drop belt, and it makes life a lot easier. I forgot it. I forgot it. So I'm gonna have bruised thighs, like, you know. And the problem with that, oh man, it's gonna hurt, but it's all right because what we're doing is making up for it. Oh. Holy shit.
Winner.
Here we go, so I've got colour down here, guys. I've got colour. Magnificent.
Oh, stripe.
It's a giant stripey.
Big stripe.
Look at the size of this thing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, not really.
No.
Keep it tight.
Here he comes. Let's get him up into the boat, eh? Have a look at this, everyone. What a magnificent, oh jeez, up you come. Oh. Woo! What a barrel of a fish. Look at the size of this thing. Check the colours out on it. Have a look at these colours, magnificent. Let's get this hook out of him. All right, we're clear from the hook. What a magnificent fish, everyone. Absolutely ridiculous, but I love them. In the drink she goes. See you later, buddy. Whoa. Oh, headbutt of the boat. Thing about tuna is that, that's a lot of fun, is that they don't have an air bladder. They can't just stop and have a rest like any other fish. No, they can't do that. What they do, they've got to eat a third of their body weight every day. That fish, call it 15 kilograms, right? That fish, 15 kgs, maybe a bit more. He's got to eat 5 kilograms minimum of food per day to keep his energy levels up. Otherwise, he stops swimming because he dies. Down he goes, gets eaten by sharks. So they've got to keep moving. Hence the reason why tuna are so fast. They're gone. But a fish like that, man, they are superb eating. But you know what? I can count it now, and that is 3, 2, 1. One for me. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. I hope you've taken away a few tips to help you on your next angling adventure. Remember to like and subscribe, share with your mates. We'll catch you the next time when we step outside.
Now, if you want to keep up to date with all things outside, simply head to our social pages and give us a follow. There you'll find tips, our latest Step Outside podcast, fishing segments and recipes.